I'm Cathy Novicky, and this is Champions Over Cancer's Facebook Live video. Today is June 22nd, and it is day 28 of my 90-day Facebook Live challenge. How is everyone this evening? This is pretty early for me. It's, 10 o'clock? But I have an early morning tomorrow. Jay and I are going to a conference on cancer and careers, which should be very exciting. And the topics, from what I'm reading, there's a lot going on in the cancer-free section or segment of the cancer population. And I have been reading more and more about that population, which is extremely exciting because that's what I've been talking about. And so with that, I asked the question, I didn't know that, and it speaks to when you're cancer-free. It's kind of like once you're done with your acute therapy, being cancer-free is somewhat like a toddler learning how to walk. This is for you, Bridget. You know, you see a toddler, their arms are out and they're kind of trying to find their balance, and you know when they're going to fall, and they go plop. And that's what the diaper's for. Cushions the fall. You're late. I'm tired. Me too. I'm tired too, Bridget. I'm going to get through this and then I'm going to go to bed. But, so, you know, but a child, a toddler, when they fall, what do? They look around and then they get up and they try it again. So it's the same thing with anything that you're trying to achieve. You falter. You fall down, and what you decide to do after that is what is going to determine how far you go. So yeah, you fall down, you falter. I stumbled a lot and I still stumble. I run over people's feet and they run over me, and you know, all that stuff. But it's, you know, when you're cancer-free, it doesn't come with a manual, you know, it doesn't come with a reset button. There are no instructions, and everything you read says, you know, talk to your doctor. Well, as a nurse, I would say that is, you know, that's perfectly appropriate, you know, but an oncologist, really, their mindset when they come to see you in follow-up, their mindset is on their sick patients. And I'm not demeaning anyone, especially my oncologist. I mean, I go to see her, she comes in to see me, and, you know, she is there. But in the back of their mind, they've got so many sick people that they have to be more concerned about the people that are more ill. So while that is a perfectly appropriate response, you really need to do your own research. And, you know, you read and you talk to people, but there's nothing that, if you go to the national sites or any site, you know, that says survivor, I know I have to say that word every once in a while, you usually get directed to a 1-800 number that has a volunteer at the other end of the phone. Now, they say, if you read through the sites, you know, they're trained volunteers, so to help you with whatever concern you're calling about. But not everyone, including myself, I'm not comfortable picking up a phone and calling a 1-800 number to speak to a volunteer on some of these issues. You know, the spectrum of issues that can arise it's really endless. And the more I read, the more I'm finding. And so perhaps some of this is my frustration from the fact, where you think, okay, there's just, there's anxiety, a fear of reoccurrence, fatigue. Oh, yeah, I worked all day. But the more in depth I go, the broader the issues. And because even the simplest things are hard to find answers from, when you find more and more, you start to think, where are people going to get these answers? Where can I get these answers? And that's what Champions Over Cancer wants to do. We want to be able to connect people with the right services and the right time and the right support to be able to complete that chapter of your life and move on. I don't know if I'm wondering if that door is ever going to latch completely, because things always kind of come up. But you've got to close it enough that you could go forward. And I am 7 years from out from my diagnosis, and things are still shocking me. Things are still, not new things all the time, but it's like, oh, here we go again. Ugh. So I don't know. That's the bottom line is, I personally believe that you're really on your own once you become cancer free. You have to do the research, you have to do the reading, you have to do the talking, and as I said, there is much more there's many more articles, there's much more information out there, but we need more. This segment of the cancer population needs more. We're growing every day, and we need some guidance. We need direction, and I can't emphasize it enough, is that hear us, because we are not going away, and we deserve the same kind of attention that people get in their diagnostic phase, in their acute phase, and in their cancer-free phase, whether it's a year or whether it's 50 years. Because if people aren't guided, aren't assisted when they're cancer-free, they are going to falter. And depending on the individual, they might not get up. And the quality of life of this population is going to show itself down the road in the years to come if we can't help people when they're originally cancer-free in that transition period of, I don't know how long it would be, but then issues linger, and perhaps people can't go back to work. They were productive members of society before they worked. They owned a home. They did X, Y, and Z. And for something that perhaps would have been, searching for a word, something that could have been adjusted or, adapted. They could have gone, at least gone back and be productive, and maybe now they can't. So they're disabled. And who's paying when they're disabled? We are. We're paying through your federal taxes, your Social Security taxes. If they need if they cannot be employed due to their illness and their disability, then they are going to be dependent on the government for survival, for daily, living expenses, for medical expenses, and it just snowballs. So I don't want to call it a problem, but we either are going to acknowledge it and address it now in the early cancer-free time frame, or society is going to pay for it down the road, probably to a much greater extent. So pick your battle. I mean, for me, I think earlier intervention causes a better quality of life and less services all around. I could be wrong. This is just a personal opinion, but why must an individual who has the potential to get back and be productive and be happy and go for their dreams, why must they suffer because no one told them that this was going to happen or that was going to happen? Because nobody does tell you. Oh, you read all this stuff, but as I said, refer to your doctor. Well, I think I've already talked about that. So when I say I didn't know that, I still say that. I didn't know that. And it's just, that was the Champions Over Cancer evolved from my frustrations in my cancer-free life, when the future that I was dreaming of when I was in acute therapy. And we were making it happen. Join us in this 90-day Facebook Live challenge. It's day 28. I'm almost a third of the way through. And it's tough, especially when I'm working. I'm up at 4, as are my peers. And I come home and I get this note, "You're late, I'm tired." Yeah, I know, me too. And we have to be up tomorrow early to catch a train at 5 a.m., 5:30. And, I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be a long day, but the information that I can gather and the people that I could meet, the people that I can network with, it's going to be worth it. And so tomorrow, it'll be late when I go live, but I am hoping that I will have great information for you. And I'm very excited, and I'm going to go get some sleep and get my stuff ready so that Jay and I can have this adventure tomorrow. And let's all hope that it goes nice and smooth. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. I hope night. I hope you're all safe, and I hope you're all comfortable, and have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? Peace.